one's going to be the highly most watched, most anticipated showdown of all showdowns in the NFL. The season's come to a close, the playoffs is almost over, and we're fast approaching the Super Bowl. You got two of the best football teams in the NFL right now with this old school rivalry. The Green Bay Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, two of the best football teams in the NFL. This, for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, this is a make or break football game. For a long time, everyone said that Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. He only been to the Super Bowl once and won one championship, and that was like 14 years ago. The guy is towards the end of his NFL career. Drew Brees, we all thought the guy had a chance to go back to the Super Bowl. He had two chances to go back to the Super Bowl before his career ended. And Aaron Rodgers has the same opportunity as Drew Brees. The difference is Drew Brees is at home, which sucks for the Saints, and the Green Bay Packers won their game last week against the Seattle Seahawks, even though it was just barely. Now, here's the thing. In order for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers to go to the Super Bowl, they have to take control of the game from the start. Can't make no mistakes, can't throw away the football, can't fumble the football, score cannot be close. See, last week was an indication that if Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks took their offense and applied more pressure on Green Bay, they would have been able to win. See, the reason why Green Bay won that football game is because Seattle is a defensive football team, and Green Bay can do both, offense and defense. And they were good at making sure that the Seahawks did not send the game into overtime. And you see, because the score was too close, that can't happen again. If Aaron Rodgers want to go to the Super Bowl and win his second championship and prove that he's not only on the same level as Tom Brady but better, he has to win this football game. Because this one football game right here is going to define Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback forever. That means when he retires, it will always be known you had a chance to go back to the Super Bowl and you lost to the 49ers. Because that's what he has to do. He has to beat this team. They played twice in the season, and the first game they played in the season, they lost. The second game, they won just barely. They played this team twice in the season. For Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, it's make or break. It's win or go home. It's to the Super Bowl or nothing. He lose this, they're going to be talking about him for years to come. That's the guy that could have been better than Tom Brady. That's the guy that could have won a second championship, a third championship. They're going to be talking about this. And he better blow this team out if he can. And now for the 49ers. The 49ers have shocked everyone. No one thought this football team would ever get back to this level of greatness. Last time we saw a team like this is when the 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens faced each other in the 2012 or 2013 Super Bowl. That was the last time we saw the 49ers in the Super Bowl. And guess what? They had lost to a year before that. They had lost to they tried to go back to the Super Bowl and they lost to the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seattle Seahawks advanced and took out the Denver Broncos. So that was the last two times we ever saw the 49ers at greatness. And then they had a 6.5-year decline. And then from out of nowhere in these last 3 years, they reestablished themselves. New quarterback, new wide receiver, get a new coach. They get themselves together. And all of a sudden, less than 3, almost 4 years later, they come back with a vengeance. They come back meaner, bigger, stronger. Offense got better. Defense comes to life. All of a sudden, they're beating teams that you don't expect them to beat. All of a sudden, they come in and knock the Rams out. All of a sudden, they come in and show that they can take on the Giants, beat the Giants, smack around the Carolina Panthers, come around and take on the Saints. 2 of their football games in the season going to overtime. And All this team has to do is defend their territory, play for 4 quarters, have one of the greatest football NFL playoff game performances of all times, and just hold on, and the 49ers will go to the Super Bowl. Now, this is also a make or break season for the 49ers. 49ers won their games because they were they were outplaying everyone. But if the 49ers lose this game, then it's going to be an upset because then people will suspect the 49ers were the favorites to win. So when you're the favorites to win, you have to deliver. You're on primetime television. Can't afford to make no mistakes. So if I'm the 49ers, I would send this game in the overtime. Because if Green Bay gets a head start, and I'm talking about if Green Bay scores 20 points head start, you're losing. But if I'm the 49ers, you don't want the Packers to win in your house. The one thing that's terrible and not good is a team that wins on your own house. Now, the score, I'm probably going to go with probably 30 to 32. I think this game is going to end by either a field goal kick or a touchdown, possibly overtime, because there's no way 49ers are just going to blow out the Packers. They're playing a very tough team. And in order for the Packers to win, they have to blow out the 49ers, and it ain't happening in San Francisco. So it's going to come down by a touchdown or a field goal kick and overtime. 49ers win, they go back to the Super Bowl. If Green Bay can have control of the game for all 4 quarters and make sure 49ers don't ever take the lead, because I have a feeling in the first 2 quarters, Green Bay's going to try to do all they can to make sure 49ers don't do it. And the 49ers, if they do fall behind, are going to have to make those legendary comebacks in the season that they're known for. Come back 10 points down or 15 points down. Or in this case, Green Bay might try to make sure they're down by 20 points, and then they got to come back from that 20-point deficit. So this is a game right here for both teams. It's either make or break. Either you win or you go home. Green Bay want to go to the Super Bowl, they better take command from the start. 49ers want to win, you better make sure you send the game in the overtime and add the pressure on to Aaron Rodgers, because history has let us know that last week the score was too close. Aaron Rodgers was this close to not getting to this round. And 49ers watch that game, they know exactly what they have to do. If they can make Aaron Rodgers fumble the football, that's all they need. Make him fumble it 2 or 3 times, sack him. I have a feeling Green Bay might call a timeout to prevent that. And I have a feeling that it's going to come down to a field goal kick or a touchdown in overtime. Final score would be 32-30 because it's going to be a close game. And I don't see the Packers blowing out the 49ers. I see the 49ers trying to blow out the Packers, but I don't think it's going to happen in a game of this magnitude. Until then, peace.